Okay, you're good.
I'm good? Okay. Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, Miss J, your trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about brands that I am dying to try in 2021.
Bitch, you don't have enough places to spend your money already? You need to sit down and think about your life. Think about your choices.
I am ready to do some shopping in 2021, and I am always looking to try out new brands. And there are some brands that have been on my radar for a while. There are some that I am absolutely dying to try, and we're going to talk about them. I have 8 brands that are on my list. Some have been on my list for a long time, and some of them are fairly new. So if you want to find out what brands I'm going to try to make some purchases from and try out and review, then go ahead and stick around. We're getting into it right now. So the first brand that I am super excited, I'm going to talk about it more in an upcoming video, and this kind of relates a little bit to my predictions for 2021. I didn't talk about this, we're going to talk about it now. I'll link that video up here where I talked about my predictions for what's going to happen in makeup in 2021. But another thing that I think is going to happen is I think there's going to still be focus on Black-owned makeup brands, and I think that that's actually going to expand, where we're not just talking about Black-owned makeup brands. I think we're going to talk about all kinds of minority-owned makeup brands. So yes, I want to see and I want to shop from more Black-owned makeup brands in 2021, but I would love to see Native American-owned makeup brands. I would love to see Latinx brands. I would love to see Asian American brands. So I want to see all kinds of minority brands. I want to see queer brands. And so I'm excited. I think that the God damn it!
You're just stumbling over.
I think that the diversity in the indie market is just going to continue to explode, and I think we're going to see a lot more new brands by people from all different kinds of identities, and I am 100% here for it. And so the first one that I'm really excited to try in 2021 is Black Cosmetics, and that's BLAQUE. They have a couple of palettes called the Black Power and the Black Power 2.0, and they are beautiful. The palettes look like the Black Lives Matter fist, and then they've got shades on the inside that are named after fabulous Black activists and cultural icons and influencers in the beauty and fashion space for the last 100 years or more. And so I'm really excited. They've had some fabulous shades named after trans people, and so they're really inclusive, and they've got a really beautiful color story. So the 1.0 has kind of more of just bright colors and beautiful, like, vivid shades, and the 2.0 is much more of like a pinky purple. The palette is pink, and it's got that pink berry purpley red kind of look. So I'm excited to try both of those palettes. If they can get them in stock, I'm excited that they're being super successful, but selfishly, I want them to have them in stock so I can buy them. The next brand that I'm super excited to try in 2021, and I need to look at where they're based. I think they're a European indie brand. I always see them on Nikki Raven's channel, and that is Lucky Bunny Cosmetics. And the reason why I want to try them is because I am a sucker for anything that is themed around the 7 deadly sins. I don't know why. Maybe I watched the movie Seven too many times when I was an impressionable teenager.
What's in the box? Oh, tell me what's in the box.
And I just love it. I love things that are themed around the 7 deadly sins. I have the Living Dead dolls, the series that was all the 7 deadly sins. I love it. And Lucky Bunny Cosmetics has been doing a series of palettes that are roughly monochromatic that are based on the 7 deadly sins. It seems kind of odd, right? A sin palette with Lucky Bunny. Like, I don't know a lot about their brand, but Nikki Raven has been showing them off in her videos, and they look amazing. So I'm very excited to try Lucky Bunny Cosmetics. Certainly, I'm gonna have to get some Envy into my life. It's a beautiful green palette. They've got Wrath, which is gorgeous, rich reds, and I need a little bit more sinning in my life. 2021 has been boring. I've been stuck at home in lockdown. I'm ready for some sin. Another brand that I'm super excited to try in 2021 because I want to see I'm a little bit suspicious about this, and that's made by Mitchell. So Beauty Bay did a collaboration with Mitchell, and that was in my top 20 of 2020 palettes. I'll link that video up in the cards, so if you haven't watched that yet, you can check it out there. But I loved that palette, and he came out with his own brand. And I have to say that the palette setup and the way that it's put together looks a lot like a Beauty Bay palette. So I don't know if they're the ones who are producing his, or if it's sort of like how Jaclyn Hill, Jaclyn Cosmetics is partially owned or maybe totally owned, we don't really know, by Morphe, but they seem to be an investor. So I'm wondering if Beauty Bay is the one who's producing this, or they're an investor or something. But the palettes, the color stories that he put out are beautiful. And if they are through Beauty Bay or related to Beauty Bay, I love the Beauty Bay quality. I love that Mitchell palette that they did. The Nikki tutorials was a little iffy, but most of it was good. And I have a couple of their just like store brand palettes, and they're pretty fantastic. So I want to try the Mitchell. I want to try his eyeshadow palette specifically. He's got that cream blush that's called Blursh. Gag. Blursh. What the fuck is that? Stop. That's too precious. But the eyeshadow palettes, I'm here for it. Another brand that I've been hearing about from time to time is Copacetic Cosmetics. And I've never really looked into them, but I did see somebody on Instagram trying this palette that was called the Companion Palette. And it had beautiful, like, pastel kind of shimmers. And I think I saw, like, a seafoam green. And just that quick flash of that palette, I was like,
I have to try that. That looks amazing. I have to have it. I have to own it. It has to be mine. I need it now. Give it to me!
I am super excited for this. I think it looks amazing. I am so excited to try this Companion palette and to see what else Copacetic. I've heard that name in videos and stuff, but I've just never looked them up. The things that I had seen before didn't really tickle my pickle in any sort of way, but that Companion palette is just adorable. So I'm going to have to try that out. I'm going to have to get it. I'm going to have to get it. Get some! That got weird. I'm weird! I can't help it. There's a UK brand that I've been sitting on for a long time, and it's just because they never have all of the palettes in stock at the same time, or if they do, they're not on sale. They have sales from time to time, and I need to watch for them more closely, because I want the Witch palette, the Queen Bee palette, and the Fawn palette from Misha Lou Cosmetics. They are gorgeous. I saw Lacey from Squeaky Lips and Fat Hips do a look and play around with the Witchcraft palette, and it is stunning. It's purples and greens. I am nothing if not predictable. But it's really beautiful, and the Queen Bee is this like gold, bronze, honey-colored palette that's really gorgeous. Not my typical thing, but it makes me want to work with orange and with gold and with bronze and brown. Ugh. And the Fawn palette is a little bit more cool-toned. It's got some deep browns and some champagne colors that I think pair really interestingly. And I just want them all. I just want them, but I want them to be on sale and all in stock at the same time. So if you could make that happen, 2021, I'm there. Finger guns. Why am I like this? The next brand that I'm super excited to try in 2021 is a brand that launched in Sephora in 2020. And that is Makeup by Mario. I've seen lots of reviews of Makeup by Mario. I like it, but the price kind of put me off, and a lot of it's very neutral. But having watched a lot of reviews, I'm really excited to try that metallic palette where you scrape some of it into the little tray, and you're supposed to add the mixing medium that he sells for like way too much money, but you can get a bunch of it at Krylon for like $3. I wouldn't buy his mixing medium, just the palette. And so I want to try that metallic palette with the mixing medium. The other thing I want to try from him is that lip palette. So I hate having to work with a lip brush. I am terrible. I just draw it on like a toddler. I'm just like, ah. And I know that I kind of already draw my lips like a toddler.
Your natural lip line is merely a suggestion.
But I'm really bad with a lip brush. But he's got that beautiful lip palette with the fold-out metal piece that you can mix your colors on. Ah! I am so excited to play with that. So I definitely am going to have to pick up those two. I'm going to wait for a sale because they are still a little bit too pricey. That $50 to $60 price range, I like it, but I don't like it that much. and I didn't get it on the last sale. And so if there's a good sale, or if there's a coupon, or if I happen to earn some rewards on my credit card or something, I will pick up those 2 palettes. But I'm waiting. I just need to get it at the right price, but I'm very excited to try both of those palettes. And I've talked a little bit before in previous videos about how 2020 was supposed to be the year of the single eyeshadow, and I failed. I bought a lot of single eyeshadows, but I didn't necessarily use a lot of single eyeshadows. There are still some single eyeshadow companies that I want to try, and actually the last 2 brands on my list are both there because of their beautiful single eyeshadows. And the first one is Cleona. I know everybody says Cleona, but I am maybe just being picky. I had a chance to visit Ireland, and I know that that name in traditional Irish is Cleona, but I think they call it Cleona. Either way, doesn't matter. I want to try some of the stained glass, and I've held off just because, number one, their shipping takes forever. They do a lot of pre-orders. There's a lot of things that have to be pressed and shipped out, and I am not good with those sort of pre-order things. Let me tell you, a bitch ordered that It's Freakin' Bats palette 2 months ago, and I'm still waiting for it, and it's killing me softly with this song. And so I don't love pre-orders, things like that. I can wait a little bit for shipping if it's something that's in stock and I know they're working on it and getting it sent out. But some of it is like pre-orders, and they're always out of stock on things. And I get that it's like a good problem to have as an indie brand, that you're so popular that you can't keep stuff in stock. But they're just too inconsistent for me to really want to like invest a whole bunch of money, because some of those shades, depending on the type of multi-chrome that you get in their stained glass collection, they are, you know, $14, $16, $18, $25 for a pan of eyeshadow. Now let's review. I read Pat McGrath to filth for her Mothership palettes, and those are pretty big pans that work out to $12.50 each. So a small pan from Cleona is like $14, $16, $18, up to $25. Now, granted, those are beautiful multi-chromes. They're like handmade. I get it. I get all the reasons why it's more expensive and the value that comes with it, whatever. But it's a lot to invest in shades, and you have to be really picky about what you're going to buy. If you're a bitch like me, you can't just buy that whole huge, expansive collection. So I feel like I get overwhelmed at what they offer, and with the prices, and just the fact that the shipping is so sort of sketchy. But I have decided in 2021, this is going to be the year that I get some Cleona stained glass shadows. It's going to happen. Hold me to that. January 31st, 2021, we're going to check in and see if I'm a lying bitch. And the other brand that I want to try some single shadows from is Terra Moon Cosmetics. I love their shadows. Every time I see pictures of their beautiful multi-chrome shadows, I drool. And I don't know why I haven't purchased from them before. I think because I just am sort of averse to single eyeshadows. It takes me a little while to warm up and try a brand, but I have loved it. Teresa's dad is always talking about Terra Moons, and I just see pictures of them and I drool. So I absolutely need to have some of those gorgeous multi-chromes from Terra Moon. It's got to happen. So those are my 8 brands that I want to try in 2021. Now, obviously, I'm going to buy a lot of makeup in 2021. I am nothing if not consistent in terms of my shopping. But I definitely want to try a bunch of new brands. So those are the 8 that I've got on my list. But if you've got any that you think I missed or favorites, leave them down in the comments below. Let me know. A bitch is always looking for a way to give away some money. And so I would love to hear it. I love to have discussions down in the comment section. Let me know what you're loving. And that is the video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. I'm not picky. The algorithm isn't picky. It's engagement either way. While you're down there, don't forget that you can subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I upload at least 1 video a week, usually on Tuesdays, and sometimes I even have a bonus video for you. Ooh, sexy. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, The World of Champagne, at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. I hope you have a wonderful 2021. I hope that 2021 treats us all better than 2020 did.
Fuck that bitch.
And until I see you again, bye.